Hello and welcome. Thank you for coming and watching this video. Don't forget like, share and subscribe. So today's story, if you have a smart meter, beware. And if you haven't got one, then don't get one. And I mean that most sincerely, folks, because it's not law. You do not have to have one. You can refuse. Obviously it may cause you some hassle, but there's no law that says that you have to have one. They might well try and persuade you, they will cajole you, they will force you to do it, and they will come round and they will try and forcibly fit it if you say no. But all of that is illegal. You do not have to have one. Apart from the fact that there are issues with some health issues that you can get with it. Obviously we're not going to discuss that here. What we are going to talk about is the government and snooping. They are data snooping on your smart meter. Right? This has been going on for a little while. We did warn you about these, but obviously, like with everything else, nobody takes a blind bit of notice of any of us people. So, yeah, we found out the hard way. But what they're doing is going to be harvesting your data. Yeah. And this story is in the Telegraph, so it must be true. Millions of households at risk of smart meter snooping.
On the 1st of October, the government announced that it would be collecting, processing and storing all British smart meter data. This is despite assurances given over many years that that data was under the control of households, that only they could decide who accessed it, and that without express permission it would only be used for billing purposes. Indeed, in 2016, the then Home Secretary told me that that smart meter data is protected and it is not under the government's control. So will she set out to me how households in this country can control their smart meter data in the face of this chaotic and dysfunctional government?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am more than happy to meet with the honourable member and discuss this further, and also take this away to discuss with honourable members across government.
We now come to topicals. Stephen Hammond.
They're considering allowing energy companies to harvest data as part of a net zero push. A privacy row has broken out over government proposals to allow them to harvest smart meter data. They're consulting on plans to allow household energy usage to be shared with third parties who can steer them to cheaper deals. Yeah, that's the idea, and it all sounds very nice, but it's not about that. And you know very well that smart meters are not about saving you money, because they don't actually do that. It's about control. Remember that, please. But campaigners warned that proposal amounted to intrusion, and the bill payers should be very wary about agreeing to have their data shared. So at the moment you can say no, but it will be very difficult. The Department for Energy Security and Net Zero on Monday announced it had launched a consultation. Households will be required to consent to their data being shared, so beware if you do get one. Do you have a smart meter? No, and I'm not thinking about it. Energy companies get a tremendous amount of data from you anyway, and the public should be very wary of increasingly having their household information provided to external agents. So, but they are asking energy companies on Monday to submit their views about the proposed scheme. Well, they're bound to say yes. The FSA Financial Services Scheme requires banks to ask customers whether they agree to have their data shared, allowing consumers to find better deals for some financial products. But that's a totally different situation. The energy thing is all about control. I'm sorry to say, but it's true. So if you are aware of Agenda 2030, you'll know the whole thing revolves around controlling people and their activities. And this smart meter thing is not about saving you money. It's a control system where they can turn you off If you use too much, they will turn you off. If you've been a naughty person and you haven't abided by the rules, they will turn you off. And it's true. It's not made up. It's not a conspiracy. This actually happens at the moment. And it can happen. They've done tests on it. People have actually volunteered to get part of this scheme. And the smart data thing, the smart meter data thing, is just one more step into control, because if they have your data, they can see what you're using, if you're using it correctly, and if you think that they are going to turn you off, they will. Basically, these machines are not safe, alright? So please be aware, go and do some of your own research on this, because they give off radiation, and I'm not going to say any more than that on this channel, but please do go and research it. And please remember, it may sound all fluffy and nice, but as I've said many times before, Agenda 2030, look that up and look behind all of the fluffiness, because they have to implement this stuff. It's coming in faster than we can say stop, because they have to escalate, because there's far too many people now realising what's going on, and they're worried. So this is trying to push this agenda and get every household have one of these, even to the point of they're not required, they're not legal, you do not have to have one, and you can say no, but they won't tell you that. And when they come and say, oh, your meter's busted or out of date, don't believe them. It's rubbish. Your meter will not be out of date. Trust me. It's a scam. If you get the consent thing, say no. If you get asked for a smart meter, say no. Don't have one. If you've got one already, then I feel sorry for you. But you can also help me out. If you do have one, then try and think about it and tell me in the comments if it actually does save you any money. Because I'd be very shocked if anybody said yes. I'd be looking at it all the time, worrying my head off that I'm using too much. And I'd be going around turning things off, which obviously is the way that you save money. You don't have the little box there telling you to turn things off. You do it yourself. You can do that now without a box. Yeah, so if your bills are too high, obviously there are other methods, but we can't talk about that. Right, that's it from me. Have a very good day. Catch you later.